Hi, my name is Jason with msystems.tech, and we're going to do a quick tutorial video on using products, services, and bundles of those products and services in QuickBooks Online. So if you're used to QuickBooks Desktop, it'll be a little bit of an adjustment, but it'll catch you up to speed really quick. So go up to your gear icon, go down to lists, then products and services. That's the easiest way to get here. And you can also get there through your sales navigator if you're in accountant's view and run down to products and services. From here, you can create a new product or service. So you've got different types. You've got non-inventory parts. These would be materials you don't keep in stock, that sort of thing. Things that you're not tracking, you're buying for a specific job, not holding on, keep on hand. Services, labor, consulting, all those types of things. Bundles is a group of any types of service, non-inventory or inventory parts. Inventory parts will be products that you buy or sell that you want to keep track of your quantities for. So if you need to track when you need to reorder things, or you're using an e-store where Amazon's automatically selling products based on quantity on hand, you'll need to turn on inventory tracking. For right now, we're going to create a non-inventory part, and we're going to call this flooring. Let's see, we're going to say fasteners. And we're going to say this is a sample. And I'm a little OCD, so we're going to go ahead and capitalize that. Description on sales form. We're going to go ahead and copy and paste this onto that. This little checkbox here, I sell this product or services to my customer. Usually you're going to leave that checked unless it's something you only buy but never sell to a customer. And you can put in your rate that you sell it for here. And so we're going to say per square foot of fasteners, I'm going to say I'm about 10 cents a foot on my fasteners. And that's basically, I take a box of fasteners. If I'm paying $50 for a box of fasteners and I divide it by, we'll say that box goes 100 square feet, and we tab out of there, it's going to tell me that I'm 50 cents a square foot. The income for that is going to be, we're going to put it on uncategorized income. If you have construction income, that would be more fitting for this, but we're playing with a consulting company sample file. Sales tax rate, you can let it select, or we can run down here. Construction, time and materials charges only. And if you scroll a little farther, you've got a taxable and non-taxable. So for instance, if you don't have sales tax on service items and you're creating a service item, you would select that there. Also, if you're passing through your sales tax and you're not marking up your materials, then you may not have to charge sales tax. You just pass through the actual costs. And I purchased this from a service vendor. I am not going to fill out this description because I want to carry through any billable costs. I wanted to carry through the description and costs on those, and this has a tendency of overriding those. And expense, we're going to look for cost of goods sold because it is a job cost. It's not an expense. An expense would be overhead. Cost of goods sold is a project cost, so it allows you to put your actual costs against your income on a specific project. Get a little tongue-tied there. Then we're going to go ahead and save and close that, and we're going to go ahead and add it to my bundle. So I have a construction remodel bundle right here. If you're looking for things, you can type any part up here in the filter, and it'll help you find it a lot easier. I went ahead and put the word bundle in my group. That way I could find all of my bundles super easy without having to sort through all of my items. And from here, we're going to go ahead and hit edit and add lines for, let's see, that was fasteners. Flooring fasteners. And we're going to do quantity of 1 square feet per square foot of the group. That's how this one's being set up. You have the display bundle components when shipping. That's an optional checkbox. It's a little bit tricky. So this display bundle components when printing or sending transactions. If that's unchecked, it will only tell you the construction description, name, description, quantity, and item. Let's go ahead and rename this one. Material and labor and colon. And that's going to prompt in my estimating, and it's going to give me a little spot to fill out. If I want to display the components, if I want to see the customer to see a complete breakdown of the material, the labor, the adhesive, the trim, the fasteners, the whole 9 yards, and how much I'm paying for each one of those or charging for each one of those, then you would check that checkbox. The caveat to that is it does not show your amount column. So it shows your description, quantity, and rate, but not your amount. And that's for your estimates, your invoices, and they're customizable, but I can't get the amount to show up when using bundles. So just be aware of that. If you need those amounts to show up, then you probably want to use a recurring transaction instead. So watch my video on recurring transactions. And so we're going to run over there, and we're going to use this on an estimate. We already had something going here. We're going to go ahead and clear that out. And bundle, construction remodel bundle. And, oh, it did not save my wording there. That's interesting. I find that very interesting. I am going to actually create a new estimate because that one's behaving a little differently. And we're just going to ignore that one for a minute. So here we're going to choose sample customer. And we're going to say that it's already been accepted. Say I gave him a verbal and it's been accepted. Estimate date, sales rep, all that good stuff you can enter in. Start at the top, work your way down. You can use tags. Tags allow you to do some reports on some specific types of customers, that type of thing. It's similar to what the classes are, but not quite as powerful, but also not as annoying because you're not trying to enter it on each line item or each transaction. Let's see. So we're going to go ahead and jump in on a construction remodel bundle. And there we go. And so then we're just going to say these pound signs mean enter information here. Living room. And we're going to say living room is 300 square feet. And boom, it pulls in my rate per square foot for each one of the items. You can do rate per hour. You can break it down any way you want. You can see sales tax is not being collected on the labor in this jurisdiction, and it is being collected on the other items. And then sometimes when we try and create a new bundle, it doesn't like it. And so sometimes you have to save the transaction before it allows you to dump another bundle in there. But from here, you can do a different room, hallway, and say that the hallway is only 75 square feet. And then it's going to automatically calculate the subtotals here at the top for the entire group. You can edit the quantities, the rates for all the individual line items. You can edit the quantity for your group, and it'll adjust all the line item ones accordingly. You can see here this flooring trim, I had 1/10 set as the quantity on this one in the bundle, so now it's doing 1/10 of 75 square feet. And so that would be if I had a linear foot price plugged in for this one. Obviously you can see there's no rate plugged in there, so that's kind of a little bit dangerous. Watch for that. So we're going to say that trim's $1 a linear foot. And we're gonna say from here you can put a message to display on the estimate, your terms, conditions that you may not already have built into your template, and this would be on your statement. So if you said you wanted to say Jones is upstairs. So if you've been working for doing multiple bids for the same client, sometimes that can be helpful when you're trying to do statements. So down here at the bottom, you can if you saved, you can, we're going to go ahead and save it. You can delete, you can copy it if you want to create a copy of this exact estimate to use it on this customer or another customer. You can also make this a reoccurring transaction from here, which will allow you to save the template, which isn't actually what I wanted to do, but when you do that, give it a name. So we're going to say construction or flooring estimate sample 1.1. I like to do version numbers because after a while I change my memorized transactions, and it's always good to know what I did. And we're going to say it's an unscheduled memorized transaction, and I'm keeping it on my sample customer, save my template, and then when I use my template, then I'll go ahead and turn around and modify the customer. So from there, to get back to your recurring transactions, gear icon on recurring transactions, and then you can see my flooring estimate sample is right here. I can either click this to edit, duplicate it, or use it. We're going to go ahead and use it and take a look and see what the customer sees. Print preview, and as you can see, the customer can see each of the individual line items in each of the groups. However, they don't see the amount, they just see the quantity and rate, and they see the total amount of the whole group. and that is not something I was able to figure out a way around. So I just create memorized transactions without using groups if I want a higher level of detail than this. So that's kind of in a nutshell how to use your bundles, products, and services in QuickBooks Online. Follow my channel for more tips, tricks, and hints, and I'll talk to you soon.